My name is Amanda Gritten. I'm an assistant district attorney for the St. Tammany Parish District Attorney's Office, and currently I work in the domestic violence unit. I became a prosecutor because my father was a police officer, and an experience I had with him being a police officer really made me want to become a lawyer and eventually become a prosecutor. My father was critically injured as a New Orleans police officer. He was hit in the line of duty by a drunk off-duty Gulfport police officer. So I can recall being a victim in a sense, and through that experience, I feel for the victims that I come in contact with, and I believe that victims are very important people, and I have a certain soft spot in my heart for them. And through my experience, I know how important it is to have someone actually listen and actually care about what happened to them. That's why I decided to become a prosecutor, because it's very important to me that victims have a voice, and it's very important to me that my community is safe. The best part about being a prosecutor is when a trial ends and you have victims or you have victim family members who want to give you a hug and say, "Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for continuing to advocate for me." That is the most important aspect of this job. And also, there are certain cases where at the end, a defendant may actually receive the help that they need. That's also equally as important to me. The most difficult part about being a prosecutor is occasionally in the domestic violence unit, I'll have victims who aren't the most cooperative, and understandably so. Their loved one is abusive towards them or doing whatever they are at their home. It's very difficult for me to understand why some victims wouldn't want to be cooperative, and it hurts my heart sometimes, and all I can do is just continue to try and infiltrate and understand what's going on and help them in the way that I can. And also, it really hurts my heart when children are affected, and it makes it even more important to me to find some sort of fix. When I first started working at the district attorney's office, I was not an attorney, I was just an undergrad, and I was working in the public records section, and I was getting some records together for a case where a young boy, a 5-year-old, was killed by his father. And seeing that and reading everything that went along with that case really affected me, and just thinking about this poor little boy, and just another reason why I think it's so important. This job is so important because young children deserve to be protected, and I think it's just, kids to me are the most important, and they should not be treated that way, and I think it's very important that we are here to give them a voice, and that it affected me and it still affects me today. I think the biggest misconception that people believe about prosecutors is that we're just not bad people. Although it may seem like we always just want to lock them away and throw away the key, that's not always the case. Now, granted, there are some exceptions to that, but most of the time we are hopeful that we are able to get the proper help for a defendant, get them where they need to go, and eventually, hopefully, that they are released back into society as functioning members of our community. That is our end game. Our end game is not just to throw people away and wash our hands. That's not the point of this job.